Hello, good day. How are you today? You're good, right? Okay. Are you ready for today's lesson? You are? That is good. Today in basic science, we are going to be learning about movement. Okay? Our topic for today in basic science is on movement. Okay? Movement refers to the change in position or location of objects or organisms. Do we understand? Is the act of something going from one place to another. Okay? Movement refers to how organisms change their position or location. It can be voluntary, like animals walking or plants growing towards sunlight, or involuntary, like your heart beating or plants reacting to touch. Okay? So first we are going to be looking at movement in plants. Movement in plants. Plants also exhibit various forms of movement, although they are not as obvious as in animals, okay? So the primary movements in plants are growth movements. Plants can bend and grow towards sources of light or against the force of gravity. This is achieved through the growth of cells on one side of the plant, okay? Plants have a unique ability to bend and grow towards sources of light. They do this to capture sunlight for photosynthesis, a process that helps them make their own food. So plants bend and grow toward the sunlight. It's like they are trying to catch the sun rays to make food. Okay? Do we understand? Circadian rhythms. Some plants exhibit daily rhythms in their movements, such as the opening and closing of flowers during the day and night. Okay? Plants often have daily rhythms in their movements, such as opening and closing of flowers during the day and night. Some flowers open during the day and close at night. It's like they have their own daily schedule. Okay? Circadian rhythms. Certain flowers open during the day and close at night. It's like they're saying hello to the sun. Okay? Stigmatropism. This is a response to touch or physical contact. For example, the coiling of tendrils around a support when a climbing plant comes into contact with. Some plants exhibit stigmatropism, which is a response to touch or physical contact. Okay, for example, when a vine plant touches a support, it can coil and wind around it for stability and climbing. So some plants like vines hug objects they touch, like a tree or a wall, so they can climb up. Do we understand that? So these are the movements in plants, okay? Growth movements, circadian rhythms, and stigmatropism, okay? Good. So next we're going to be looking at Movement in animals. Okay? Movement in animals. Animals move a lot, and there are two types of movement: voluntary movements and involuntary movements. Okay? Voluntary movements, these are conscious and purposeful movements that animals make in response to their environment. For example, walking, running, flying, and swimming. These are actions they choose to do consciously. They decide when and how to move their body. Okay? Examples include walking, running, flying, swimming. Okay? These movements are the ones they choose to make consciously. Then, involuntary movements. These are unconscious or reflexive movements that occur without conscious control. Examples include the beating of the heart, digestion, and the contraction of muscles when you touch a hot object. Involuntary movements happen automatically, like the heart beating or digesting food. All these happen automatically. You don't have to tell your heart to beat, it just does it, okay? So animals move voluntarily and involuntarily, okay? Do we understand? So today's lesson on movement, we understood it, right? We said movement involves a change in position or location of organisms, right? And we looked at movements in plants. Plants can move in various ways, such as growing towards sunlight to capture sunlight for photosynthesis. Some plants like vines show morphism by coiling around objects they touch for support and climbing. We said that, right? Plants have daily rhythms, like opening and closing flowers. So these are the movements of plants. We said that. Okay. Then we looked at movements in animals. We said animals have two types of movement. Voluntary movements are the ones they choose to make, like walking, running, flying, swimming, right? Then involuntary movements happen automatically, like their hearts beating. We said all that, right? Good. So we understood today's lesson on movement. We did? Okay. So next we're going to be looking at our assignment. I'm sure we're going to be able to do our assignment, right? It's easy. Okay, that is good.